here from President Trump just moments ago. The problem with even a tiny tax increase for the rich, which I and all others would graciously accept in order to help lower and middle-income workers, is that the radical left Democrat lunatics would go around screaming, "Read my lips."
Which you said that about 10 minutes ago.
I said it about 10 minutes ago. I don't think he's calling me a radical lunatic lefty. I hope not. The fabled quote by George Bush the elder that is said to have cost him the election. No, Ross Perot cost the elder Bush the election. In any event, Republicans should probably not do it, but I'm okay if they do.
He just washed his hands of it. Does that mean the tax increase for the
and let's talk about it.
Is off the table?
Senator, I understand the rationale to some extent. And did you see Senator Cruz, I'm sorry, joining us now. People, if you don't know Senator Thune, then that this is the majority leader of the whole U.S. Senate of South Dakota. Leader Thune, thanks for joining us. Anyway,
thanks, Joe. Always to be with you.
Jumped the gun, started
no worries.
Like everybody knows who you are, which I think they do. When Senator Cruz was on yesterday, Senator Ted Cruz from the great state of Texas, I'll do everyone. He said there are factions in this administration. There are populist factions and there are less populist factions at this point. And the president wants to help, I think, working class people. Look at the tariffs, look at all these things. The case could be made that maybe some redistribution or some movement on who pays the lion's share of taxes, maybe you could reallocate some. Is this the right way to do it, to go back to 39.6 on high earners?
Well, I don't want to see taxes go up on anybody, Joe. I mean, we're all about lowering taxes, not raising taxes. But I do think the president, he's not a conventional president. People didn't vote for a conventional president, and I think his policies reflect that. And I think the people around him understand what he's trying to achieve here. And that is, if you look at what he's proposing, there's particular emphasis on working Americans. Hence, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, trying to lower taxes on people who are on Social Security. The people who are out there trying to make a living in this country. And I think a lot of his tax policies will reflect that. All these things that are being proposed right now, and of course this is going to originate, this all starts in the House of Representatives, they're going to have to figure out how to dial this and to make it fit within the parameters that are out there. The one thing you want to make sure you do is on the business side, make sure that those, bonus depreciation, interest deductibility, R&D expensing, the president's proposed expensing for factories, for domestic manufacturing, which would be very stimulative, get growth in the economy. And that was the whole goal in 2017, lower rates, faster cost recovery, and I think it worked. And I think that's what we want to do now. And I think it's important that those provisions at least be made permanent so that businesses can plan around them.
My main problem was that so many businesses, there's only 5% of businesses are C Corps. So if you raise the personal rate back to 39.6, you're hitting all the small businesses, or many of the small businesses. But if you were, is it possible to exempt small businesses from a raise in the top rate? If you could do that, I, like you, would be less.
Well, and if you do, what does that mean for the revenue that you bring in as a result? How much money do you
when you're all the way up at $2.5 million instead of when they lowered that top rate, what was the top rate, 300,000 or something? Yeah. I mean, now we're all the way up to 2.5, 5 for joint.
Yeah, I've seen 2.5 and 5. I've seen 5 and 10. I've seen different proposals out there, but I do think that you'd have, and they're talking about if they this were to happen, carving out pass-through businesses. As you point out, they are. They're 96% of the businesses in this country. The one thing, of course, pass-throughs want is they want to keep their 199A deduction, the 20% deduction that was written into the 2017 bill. But as you look at what's currently in law, all of it expiring at the end of the year. On the business side, what you want is growth. You want pro-growth policies. When the economy is growing and expanding, it's creating better-paying jobs. People are making money, taking realizations, and paying taxes. And tax revenue goes up and goes up dramatically. So on the business side, that's what you want to see. On the individual side, I think what the president's trying to achieve, again, is to help working Americans who are out there every day trying to just take care of their families.
Senator, what you're talking about is extending the current tax cuts. So we're already living in a world where these lower tax rates are in place for the most part. You're talking about some new add-ons that go to help working Americans. But the growth that you're going to see from that, from just extending it, is probably going to be limited to some extent because we're already living under that tax regime. And second of all, you have a lot of people in your party who are very concerned about the deficit getting blown out. We're already in a situation where we're spending 7 percentage points more than we're taking in revenue.
Yeah.
What happens if you lower the tax money that you're taking in? And again, you want to help working Americans, but that's where the money is too, because that's where the broad portions of the population are. How do you manage all of that and not look like you're blowing out the deficit even further?
Right, and I think the answer to that, Becky, is if you look at what is being proposed, and what I would argue is the thing that's different is permanence. If you do this on a permanent basis, Tax Foundation, for example, says you get another 1.8% GDP growth out of that, and that's a huge impact on government revenues. So you get more growth, you get more revenues. For every 1% increase in gross domestic product, the standard rule of thumb is about $3 trillion in additional tax revenue. So you've got to have pro-growth policies to deal with deficits and debt, and then you've also got to deal with restraining federal spending, which is the other objective or